Next item is staff recognition. I'll have Mr. Dave Thompson will be recognizing the Rolla School custodial staff for receiving gold recognition. So
If you could play the video first. You got a
Video night.
here that'll kinda
you'll have
introduce
to
it.
step up and use the microphone so that
We got,
Take it off and wander around.
you're on TV. So
you're on TV, so for the folks at home to be able to hear you, you're gonna have to stay
We'll
close
let
to
the video stay first.
I'd like to first say thank you to the Rolla School Board for inviting me here this evening in order to make this presentation of our first ever gold certification for a public school system. GCI is an international organization certifying improved health of indoor environments through knowledge, implementation, and transparent verification. In 2010, Rolla Public Schools started this process with GCI by educating their frontline staff members as they became certified GCI technicians. You might remember when I made a presentation to the school board earlier where Chris Hedrick and the school was identified as having earned their silver certification. Since that time, Chris Hedrick has taken the 180 Best Practice Standards worksheet and has used it to help identify attributes of his facility and their program. The EHS 180 program was developed in order for a facility to be awarded points for items that they have in place. In order to do this, a program can earn up to 1,000 points listed on this check sheet. This year, Chris Hedrick and his team at Rolla High School was awarded 625 points, of which they recognized in August. How they did that was by looking at each one of the line items and then verifying those particular items as they were being used in the facility. Earlier this year, Chris Hedrick took on the challenge of identifying each and every one of the items listed. In order to gain these 625 points, he had to go to each line item and check off whether he had the item in place. In doing so, when checking off this item, it rewards you points on the right-hand side. This is the way he gained 625 points for his school and team. In order to do this, they had to take a picture of each item and place it in the chart. Once these items were placed in the chart, I and my team at GCI had to go through each and every item and verify that the points should be awarded. Thus is how Chris Hedrick and the Rolla High School team gained their points to meet the certification program as required. In addition to meeting these attributes on the 180 Best Practice Standards, the team at Rolla High School had to continue their education through the GCI education program. Thus, these 7 individuals have done their part in gaining CEU credits, accumulating points, and are now the recipients of the first ever EHS Gold certification for a public school system. We congratulate this team and their efforts for providing a healthy atmosphere for students to learn, faculty to use at Rolla High School in Rolla, Missouri.
Wow.
We are an international organization, and to be able to say in my hometown that I am able to present the first ever award of this nature gives me a great honor. I talk to places like Colorado State University, who is going through the same process. The University of Dubai in Qatar has a library that's going through the same process. So whenever I can actually stand here in my own hometown and say, my organization can do this here, gives me a great honor, I have to assure you. We've worked at this for a very long time, and as we've done this several times and been in front of you, it is a great pleasure to bring the custodial staff front and center for the right reasons. Most generally, they get called to the office for the wrong reasons, and you well know that. And as I brought the guys up, I looked at them and they were like, we really are not sure we want to be here. Well, for this time, this is a good reason to be here, and I'd like for each one of them to come up so I can give them each an individual certification, if they will. So the first one that we have here is Jason. You can just stand up over there, and then we'll get everybody in line here. Jeffrey.
Dave, could you use their full names so we?
Oh, I'm sorry.
There are people watching at home, and
That's
and
true.
Mr. Holmfeld from the Raleigh Daily News might want their
I
names too.
apologize. We will get that to
Yeah.
it. Mark House. I just see these guys all the time.
I
I
know.
forget to use last names. Ron Quick. Troy Richardson. James Wallen. And Chris Hedrick. What I'd like to do is read to you what the certification says. The Green Clean Institute recognizes Chris Hedrick as having maintained the required CEU credits for continued and advanced certification. This certification signifies his commitment to this environmental health services team. Together with the EH team members here, the facility services has aided Rolla High School in earning certification status under the GCI Environmental Health Services Program. We present the certification to each individual. Gentlemen, thank you. Mr. Pritchard? Because we also have, this is for each individual. It is without, it is for certain that these people have taken what we've put together and actually made it work. So without these individuals, what I put together cannot be effective. The reason that this is effective, this identifies that these individuals are using the proper techniques, the proper best standards, and it promotes environmental health within the facility. And what I'd like to do, for Mr. Pritchard, is this is for Rolla High School to signify that your school is the first school in the United States and the world to ever get this certification. Hopefully there will be more to come.
Wow. Amazing.
Chris, did you have other things? Did you have something you wanted to say? Let him. He can talk. We've heard you talk a lot, Dave.
Just yesterday, there was another award that I spent much of the summer working to apply for that was through the American Schools and Universities and also the Healthy Schools campaign. And I received an email yesterday that we took silver in that award.
Oh.
There was one main award, a grand award, one silver, and 2 honorable mentions. And we will, in December, the December article of that magazine will have an article about Rolla Public Schools, not just the high school. This one is for the entire district.
Oh, that's great.
Well done.
Very good.
Great leadership.
I got a picture.
Mr. Henshaw, will you?
Got it.
Mr. Henshaw, you'll send that picture to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job, guys. All right.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks, fellas.